Yay. It's your turn, Nancy, to say what it is. Gosh, do you have it down to 2 sentences or 1 on what you are about in Montreal? Huh?
Did we start already?
Well, we did. We started
Yay! We're
several
live.
seconds ago, but I don't see our faces on screen.
I
So I
don't.
know I know we
There
can
we
be
are.
heard. Hey, we have faces again. Phew.
Thank God for technical people like your hubby.
Thank you to my hubby slash producer,
Yes.
D. Scott Smith, motivational listener, and he gets us all rounded up, and he also makes sure that everyone who sees this in replay, let alone people today live, that they get a chance to see all of our great links, so they can just instantly go, "Ah, I do need to get a hold of you," or "What? I need more information." So, Nancy, you asked Elon to describe what he does. How do you think that he did? That was off. That was off screen.
Yeah, that was really great. That was really great. I think we just need to work on it just a little bit to attract. But hey, I'm a business growth strategist, so for me, that was really, it was clear what he did. But we can definitely work on it to differentiate yourself, pizzazz it. But Elon, I'm really looking forward to getting to,
Pizzazz.
yeah,
You're for
magnify
the
it.
next hour. You're really going to get to know him. And Nancy, you're on here, like you said. I'm just here for you, girl. But we
Really, I'm
got
here
to
to
know
support
each other
you.
because I needed to understand business. What's business about? I just work for employers, show up, do my best, but there's more to it, and you know about that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and don't say you just worked for employers. You know what? The ones that
That's
work for
true.
employers were the ones that actually, they're the ones that are holding the world together. They're the ones that are doing our customer
Mhm.
service, our services
Mhm.
that we go and do every day. So I wouldn't say just like that. You are a big part
Right.
of the, what happened was there were
Right.
changes. There were things that said, oh my
Mhm.
goodness, look, I want to do this on my own. I want to go like join my hubby. He's working on his own, tired of working for employers. And hey, some employers are, they don't understand. They need to
Mm.
do a better
And
job
some
in
of the
having employees.
employers were so good, I wanted to be them.
There you
But
go. And you're heading to it.
I did, streamline things. I definitely innovated for the betterment of companies. And I also, my husband said, "You're actually in marketing now." I went, "Oh, I'm just planning these gatherings so that people can," I have learned to say, "know, like, and trust me and the product, or the support that's being given, the course, whatever it is." So it turns out I was in business all along.
Listen, we're always in business. Most people, they're trying. I'm working on removing that word try, because we don't try, we do. So we are working to sell our product and service. So if we find a prospect that has a problem to the solution that we have, hey, let's have a great conversation. It's not even about selling anymore. Even if you do business at the end, hey, we need to sell to have a great economy, right? But if we sell authentically, the right way, and it's not about us, it's about the person that we're speaking to, hey, we're gonna have a good ride together.
Okay, so you're a growth strategist, something. Go
So
for it.
business growth, yes. So business growth strategist. I've been doing it since 2007. Basically, yes, I help businesses, both businesses and business coaches. I'll go into that in a second. Really triple their leads, their profits using no-cost strategies. A lot of businesses, they don't realize that they don't have to spend so much money on marketing ad spend, because most of them, they're not being told to do it the right way. So they go out there, spend so much money on something that a guru
Mm.
said, but in turn, they wasted time, wasted money. So there's a lot of strategies that they should be utilizing in the beginning. I don't understand why the world does not teach them that. But anyways, that's why we do really great in business. Start with the stuff doesn't cost, takes a little time to put together, and then it just enhances the business. And we actually use the 80-20 rule the right way. And a lot of people don't understand that 80-20 rule. It's 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of what you're doing every day. So what is that 20% that you're doing? Most people are working so much in their business, not enough on it. And to end that part, they don't have a life, right? They don't get to spend time with their family. And those are the two main reasons that they get into business, right? Or leave their corporate job. They want more time, they want more money, and those are the two things they don't have.
There
Love
was
it.
something that you said, and in replay, which is always at agingbetternetwork.com/live. I even put a little tune to it, in case I go on to the radio, which is actually becoming more and more possible as one of my husband's co-guest shows or co-hosting shows is actually on the radio at 6 p.m. on in our valley,
Very
so it's really
nice.
fun, so I'm like, oh, so I put a little jingle to it, which I don't need to sing it right now. But what I heard you say when you go back and listen to this in replay was they have a problem to my solution. And that is a wonderful pattern interrupt to I have a solution to their problem. They have a problem to my solution. And I'm just like, I wonder if that can be played with a little bit. I love wording. So Elon, nobody that's watching right now, listening in live or in will be seeing this in replay, because between 2 and 3,000 go to check, randomly check. I always say scroll down and click around, so randomly they're going to hear you say what your smart hygiene innovation. I want to know if you actually, had like one of those solder things and you were putting wires together. Were you the one who was writing code for it? Did you do like Vince Ehrenberg and take things apart and use duct tape and go, okay, now we've got something? So tell us the short version and the long version.
Okay. So this all started when I traveled to South Korea in the mid 2000s. And I was there doing a different startup that had to do with voice recognition. And we had a contract with a Korean company, with Samsung, and to embed our technology in their phones. And in South Korea, they got electronic bidets everywhere. They have them in homes and offices and hotels, hospitals, everywhere. And these things are fabulous. And I wondered why we don't have them in the United States. And back then I had the idea of just importing them to the US because I thought they were fabulous. Turns out the big players, including Toto and some American manufacturers like Brondell and BioBidet, already had facilities in the United States, and they were trying to penetrate the US market, but they haven't done anything really substantial. And I dug into it a little bit further, and I discovered that offering an electronic bidet that has a complicated remote control or a complicated control panel with adjustments and knobs and all sorts of things would just not work, because we, unlike Japan or South Korea, where electronic bidets are ubiquitous, the population there is pretty homogeneous. Most men are 5'6" to 5'9", black hair, they're white, flat stomachs. So the default setting for any one of those bidets would work for almost anyone there, but not here. Here we are all over the place. We are very short and very tall and very thin and very obese, and all shades of color from white to black and anywhere in between. So we needed a product for our market that simply works. That's really the gist of it. Works for anyone out of the box without having to muck with adjustments and knobs and things like that, especially since you don't know if it's adjusted for you until it starts spraying water. Okay, so that's a no-go. So that's sort of how the whole thing started. And then I thought about different technologies, because I'm a technologist at heart, but different technologies that we can employ to create a system. So our vision And that was our vision from day one. And it's still, in many ways, our guiding light is one simple action and you come out clean. That's it. That's sort of the essence of the business. Simple action, you come out clean. The user need not know nor care about what's under the hood. He doesn't need to worry himself about technologies or anything else. Just like you are not worried about the way your dishwasher works or your washing machine. You put a plate in the dishwasher, it doesn't matter if it's very soiled with pasta, sauce or whatnot, or if it's a dish that had, some cheese or a cucumber on it, in which case it's pretty clean. You just throw it in the dishwasher, you press a button and you come out clean, and it comes out clean. It's exactly the same concept, but to the human body, to the lower human body. Now, so with that said, we looked at a few technologies. We started with classic computer vision that did not quite do the job. We turned to AI that really did the job as far as recognizing the anatomy of the human body and being able to determine the sex of the user. And then, so that got us, 80% there, but then we needed a way to find the soiled areas. In other words, we needed a way to find feces on the human body.
Yeah.
And we turned out to spectroscopy that works very well. And with the combination of these two technologies, we are able to essentially achieve our mission, which is allow a person to press a button and come out clean, and that is it. Now, in the process, I'm sort of going back to addressing your initial question. Me and my team, we did everything. We used duct tapes and paper clips and all sorts of things to get to a working system that we now have. It was quite a journey, but I think that we're onto something. And
you think? I think you think?
I think.
My friend Elon, I wouldn't even use that word. That you don't think, if you put so much time and effort in it, I'm sure you've done all that you need to do to make sure that this is a product that will service North America pretty well.
I think so as well. And I also think that it will service the rest of the world at some point later. I think that it's even though, talking about toilet hygiene, I understand that it's a touchy, it's an uncomfortable subject. Most people oftentimes giggle when you start mentioning it, but, and let me just go on a quick tangent and say that when I was researching the competitive products in the market, the executives at our, running our competition, companies that compete with us were asked, why haven't you done much in penetrating the US market? Their main response was due to the stigma that has to do with products that are related to defecation. People feel uncomfortable and this and that. And I think there's something to it, but I think that's not it. I think that a product that has so many adjustments and knobs and this and that is just not going to fly, especially not in a public place. So now coming back from the tangent I went on, this is, we've been using toilet paper since 1857. Yeah, 1857, 1867, I can't remember. And for most of us, that's the only thing we've ever known. Unless you travel to Japan, unless you travel to South Korea, you don't even know what an electronic bidet is. And before the pandemic, I would say 99% of Americans never heard of an electronic bidet. I had to show them pictures or videos. And even now, I'll call it panic around getting toilet paper during COVID, during the pandemic, raised the awareness a little bit. And you had products like Tushy and other things that came out to help. Still, I would say that 75% of Americans, and I don't know about Canadians, but certainly Americans, don't know what an electronic bidet is.
Oh, Canadians too, my friend. Canadians too. I love mine. Whew. But
Yeah. I'm simply gonna. Maxwell Cohen has popped in live, and before he has to go on, he is an entrepreneur. He understands the awkward topics and trying to create a culture course correction in creating his product. You'll want to look him up. It's Peel-Aways, and it is layers of soft moisture barrier sheets on a bed. So you would start out with a number of those sheets, and they can be just removed. And because I've been a caregiver, I know that you position your person, roll it up, reposition your person, roll from the other side and remove. And whether, no matter what has come out onto the sheets, it can be blood, it can be that something hasn't, like you were talking about, feces or urine, or they spilled their soup and this person is in pain or unable to move themselves, the less you have to jostle them, the less you have to wake them up and take away from skin something that's going to contribute to everything from poor health to just feeling like you want to be human again. You want to be less about the procedure and more about just being a person.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a
so
great partner,
I championed him. He has been on the show a few times, and I told him, if you have time, pop in and say hi. And he says, "We believe," with an exclamation point, as you were saying to Nancy. You don't think, you know, you have a good product. He had to, oh golly, was he 22 when he created this? And he was thinking college kids, his demographic, going, you know what? You don't want to do your laundry. You're here, you're away from home. Mom's not doing your sheets for you. You just want to be able to rip it off because it's getting schmucky and throw it away. And it's already there clean again. And of course, caregivers, physically giving care to someone. And I'm bringing this back around to your Cadillac of bidets, your
So
Lexus of it. What's like the Lamborghini? You have the Lamborghini of bidets. Yeah.
Would you allow me to correct you? So this is not.
Please, yes.
So this is not the Lexus nor the Lamborghini, because these things are expensive and they're complicated. And you can think about maybe the Toyota, just an old reliable, super simple, okay, and reasonably priced.
Wow.
So what we do in our bidet, really, that's different than anybody else, is we use smarts. And there are actually a couple of points I want to make to sort of correct the perception that we're the high end. We're not. We're the bidet for the common men and women. And that's the way we priced ourselves, and that's what we do to help people. Now, a couple of things that I want to mention. First of all, thank you for introducing me to Maxwell, because our product can help a lot of people, but we are aware of a couple of scenarios by which we cannot help people. One scenario is the person is bedbound and they can't get out of bed. We are later on this year, I hope it's going to be in Q4. If not, then early next year, we're going to come up with another version. We're coming out with another version of our product. It's essentially the same technology, but it's in a bedside commode form factor. So the more unfortunate folks that can't make it to the bathroom can still get good hygiene without having to bend over or being disturbed too much. I'm sure you can appreciate somebody who, for example, underwent major surgery, open heart surgery or whatnot, and breathing is painful, let alone having to bend over. And having to deal with a person trying to maneuver under you, beside you to try to clean you. Now, with that said, when people are bedbound, we don't have a solution yet. We also don't have a solution, so we currently are unable to help people that are obese to a point where when they sit on the toilet, we cannot find the anus. If we can detect the anus, we cannot clean the person. So we will deal with this in the future. We have a design in mind for an expanding toilet seat that would sort of spread the butt cheeks, if you will, and expose the anus so we can clean the person. And that will happen at some point. We'll be able to help that part of the population that we are struggling with right now. But we don't have a solution for people who are bedbound. And what Maxwell has may definitely be a step in the right direction. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing I wanted to mention is this. I think that there is something in our Western culture that makes talking about toilet usage and talking about defecation touchy, uncomfortable. However, that does not extend to senior care and healthcare. People in senior living facilities, they help people bathe and they help people toilet, and they do prepare meals for them. They help them with medication. They do all of those things. So these folks don't bat an eye when you talk about toileting and that sort of stuff. So I think that this is a great way to introduce this product to our culture, actually. And I think that once people see and better yet experience this concept of one action, you come out clean, whether it's going to be us or somebody else, there's no stopping it. I think that once people understand that you can press a button and let the technology make sure you come out thoroughly clean, that's it.
That's independence. No one assists me in the bathroom.
It's independence.
I haven't had that kind of condition, injury, surgery at this point. If I keep taking care of myself, I am bound to age, and something will come my way. Someone will need to assist me. And if I can go, you know what? I am still independent. I needed assistance for safety, for mobility, for ambulation, for transfer over here. But this part I can do myself because Elon made sure that it wasn't too complicated. Elon, we were just where were we? In Texas. And we stayed at an Airbnb for 4 nights. And all of the toilets in the whole place were electronic bidets. And I thought, I know about this because of serving in individual homes as a caregiver. I know how this goes. I couldn't figure out how to get it to go because I was like, great, this is my opportunity. I was always there for someone else. I couldn't figure out how to make it work. There wasn't a instruction booklet next to, and it, at that point as an adult, I don't want to feel dumb anymore. I'm like, forget it. I'm not even going to try anymore. And it was too hot. The temperature was, I was just like, this is not comfortable. I was just thinking about the people that would be so served independently. Number 2 is the attending caregiver, that they would be served by knowing this machine is actually finding what would be staying on the skin and causing real health problems. And also, simply put, it can be very off-putting if someone has a smell. And the last thing that a person who's having difficulty needs is to become more isolated or more marginalized. Number one, the individual. If they do not have hands, if they do not have the use of their hands, if they don't have feeling, neuropathy now in their fingers, if they are losing the awareness they have always had all these years of their body, of their odor, of procedures, and their that's changing cognitively. Those are just a few of the situations. Shoulder surgery. Oh my goodness. Someone who's about to have triplets, and it just the toilet paper get. And when you said that about the toilet paper shortage in North America, at least, I'm just like, panic in the streets, people grabbing toilet paper, people selling bouquets of toilet paper. That's 1 dozen rolls for like $100 that would be delivered. And my husband says, wow, they're getting away with. I
It
don't
was
remember what.
It was only for a short time, Christine. They
Yes.
definitely did not do that for a long time.
No, it was like, what a great idea to deliver 12, and people are like, what? These people stockpiled it. They're pulling
Yeah,
a stunt on me.
I think that this problem is of toilet paper shortage, or people trying to, scam others by selling, toilet papers or wet wipes at exaggerated prices. These days are behind us. I think, however, your earlier point about people with disabilities is very valid. And just some numbers: in the United States, we have 57 million people with disabilities, and 41 million of them have either a mobility disability or a visual impairment. And 25% of us will have a visual impairment before we die. Now, people with visual impairment, people with mobility disabilities struggle with toilet paper all the time. That's a problem. And this is really one of the key areas where we can be helpful to them. And to that end, let me also say that some people are so limited, they can't even turn to the side and look for a button. So in the near future, we'll also offer another activation method with the voice command, so that you don't even have to look for a button, which is helpful if you are very challenged mobility-wise, or blind or visually impaired.
Or just lazy too, right? Because it goes to the point. Look what happened after the pandemic. So many things came. Hey, you don't even have to leave your house anymore. It's true. I mean, look at it. Right. Some people think, oh, ChatGPT came. I don't have to think anymore. Really? Like, you don't want to think and grow anymore? Elon, I was just thinking. Also, another thing that's very important. The reason why I got mine many years ago is people don't understand the danger of the use of toilet paper for so many years. That is huge for health. And today there's more health conscious that are out there, especially like me. I'm crazy on health.
You have a bidet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my parents got one like maybe 10 years ago, and they got me one for one of my anniversaries. And I was like, oh, that was the best gift.
There you go. Smart hygiene for someone. It's like, this is a celebration. This is, and we do, as caregivers, we celebrate a better health, better voiding health. It's like voiding means you're avoiding a UTI. I just even think of parents of a person with Down syndrome. To be able to just go, here you are with your throne being excellent. Did you voice activate? Did you push the button? And it's like always working toward, again, your independence, your adult independence, or retaining.
Elon, you have a great product. I am looking forward, honestly, to interviewing you. I want to learn more about your competition from you, because you've done quite a bit of extensive research. I'll show you a a few strategies that you could utilize. And hey, listen, if we could take your business and help you go from here to there, we'll go
So,
from there. I'll show you some good stuff first.
sure. So sounds good. So send me a LinkedIn invite. We'll connect. We'll
We'll
talk.
do. We'll do.
Yeah, I'll be happy to help.
We'll
Good.
do. Yeah, I think you've got some great stuff, especially now with the, again, I'm coming back to the pandemic. I know people don't want to hear it anymore. I mean, it left, but it's ever since that time, so many things changed for businesses. So many.
That's correct. And specifically for healthcare, there is a severe shortage of staff, both in senior living facilities and in hospitals.
Yes.
So anywhere where products like ours can help reduce the burden on caregivers, that's a good thing. Also, there's something unique about toileting. So if you are in a facility or if you are at home, you can wait for your caregiver to help you with a shower or meal preparation. But when you gotta go to the bathroom, you can't wait. Sometimes you can't even wait 15 minutes. Okay. So there's urgency about using the bathroom. So I think that anything that we can do to help people use, achieve activities of daily life independently and safety and with dignity is fantastic all around.
3 great words. Love the 3 words you used. With
So
dignity.
yes, I'm getting assistant brain specific right now. Have you come across any situation that would be prohibitive to use your product? Would it be like you need to talk to your doctor with your situation before you just jump in and open your package and there is your I'm
So
you know
the answer to that is no. Now, let me also say that there's a lot of precedents. I mean, in Korea and Japan, they've been using electronic bidets for over 20 years, like 30 years by now, perhaps. Yeah, actually 30 years. The reason I know that is because our manufacturer in Korea, they're our business partners as well, they've been building electronic bidets since 1992. Okay, so that's 32 years now. And there in Korea, South Korea, they're used everywhere, including hospitals and senior care facilities, homes, offices, everywhere.
So much cleaner.
Yeah. So there's no. I can't think of a reason where somebody would use a toilet paper, and honestly, when using toilet paper, after you're used to using a bidet, it's very hard to go back to toilet paper. I'm sure Nancy would attest to that.
But you know what, Ilan, just to go on that note, it's just retraining people to do things differently, right? If we tell people brush your teeth with a regular toothbrush, and hey, the dentist said use an electric toothbrush. Well, I've been doing this for 25 years. Okay, but when you do this, it's going to be much better, and they feel it. Then, and describing it and having them hear it. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm excited for you.
You make a valid point. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I do think that it will take some time for our Western culture to adapt to electronic bidets everywhere, but at the same time, I think it's unstoppable. I think that once people realize the benefits, the ease, the hygiene, one example that I use, I mean, you guys, I know, Christine, you had mentioned you have kids. Nancy, I don't know if you have kids or not, but
oh yes,
anybody who has
teens
kids,
and older, yeah,
huh?
Teens and older.
So anybody who has kids change diapers, and it's unavoidable to get some feces on your hand or your finger, and you just run to the bathroom and you wash it with water and soap. Now imagine you got some feces on your hand. You're not gonna just take dry paper, wipe it, and go about your day. But that's exactly what we do with our bottom, okay, our buttocks. We take dry paper, we smear things around, and we go about our day. I think that we would not do that with any other part, and I think that once people realize that there's a better alternative, they'll come around.
Oh no. I just thought of another product. You've got so many things. You're working on basically a bedpan kind of situation. You're working on for obesity because that comes into play every time with airplanes or being seated at an event, and everybody's got these little arms right there. I've got another one for you. I'm just thinking, like baby bidets, like when you're toilet training your little one. Now because we're all parents, I'm just like, they'd be like, why do you get to use that one? And maybe that's already been solved.
So because we are a sort of smart product, we work on kids as well as adults. So you press a button, we find the anatomical regions, we find the soiled areas when we clean them, and that's it. That's as simple as that. You don't need a special version for a child. It works on everyone. And so if you want to train your child to use a bidet instead of a toilet paper, that would be fantastic. And if you were to use ours, then you would not need to adjust it for the child, because a child who is shorter, their buttocks is situated at the front of the toilet.
Yes.
And so they would need to adjust the nozzle to extend further out to be able to clean their buttocks and anus properly, as opposed to an adult who's seated, their buttocks is towards the end of the toilet seat, the back of the toilet seat. And so they would adjust the nozzle so it does not come out that far out, comes out just a bit. So with a product like ours, I don't want to take over this discussion and just talk about my product. I feel like I'm doing that. I'm sorry about that.
You're good.
I think that once you sense and you're able to detect the anus and feces, then you're done. It's really not a difficult technical problem per se. It's just getting the right idea, getting the mechanics right, getting the software right. We have smartphones that can differentiate between our faces and unlock or not unlock a phone based on what they're seeing. With our product, we need to find an anus. We don't need to differentiate one anus from another anus or anything like that. We just got to find a anus. We know that for a person seated, there is one anus and there's one set of genitalia, and there might be feces, and that's it. So there's no real, I'll call it technical. What is this? Is this you guys?
That was me. I train coaches every day at this hour, so that was my alarm that I forgot to put on.
My phone. I jumped. My phone is in front of me.
And this proves these are busy people who are carving out this hour to be here. I'm so grateful.
Just for you, Christine. Just for you, my friend. Let me tell you.
Now, for all the audience, for everyone who's going, isn't there a better way? Could I be doing better for my loved one? Could I please keep some of my independence, even though they just did this procedure on me that's going to change? I have had a back situation where we have already talked very specifically. We should all be wearing like white coats and pretending like we're doctors, because somehow that makes people go, it's okay to say this. So white coat is on, where just reaching everywhere on me was so painful. I've had a back situation like that. And I just, I needed that bidet. I needed that smart hygiene.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, also think about the other side. The caretaker may have strained his lower back doing something, or he may strain the lower back or hurt the lower back trying to help you get up off the toilet seat or sit onto the toilet seat, or try to bend under you and around you to get you cleaned. It's a very unpleasant and actually risky tasks for older individuals who are caring for loved ones. And many of us will end up, I think the statistic is 20% of us will end up as caregivers for a loved one that is either elderly or has disabilities.
Mhm.
So directly or indirectly, we're all going to be in a situation where we need to deal with toilet hygiene, either helping somebody, helping a loved one, or having somebody help us. And the least
Yeah.
amount of work and sort of maneuvering they need to do, the better. And the cleaner you come out, the better. And the
Yes.
more of it you can do without exposing your private areas to somebody else, especially a family member, the better. In this business, it's difficult to talk to people and not hear, oh, my mother, dad, my grandmother, this, my uncle. Everybody's got a story, and everybody's been through this, and everybody's going to be through this one way or the other. For the more fortunate people, it's going to be just a matter of money, where they put a loved one in a facility and they pay for it, and it's expensive.
Elon, at the end,
Yeah.
money is one thing, right? But if you specifically show them that you have a solution to the problem that they are incurring every day,
And we do
with
that.
the right messaging, I'm going to check it out with you and see what
Yeah,
what the messaging you're out there. When you do that the right way and you are attracting the specific person you're talking about, I'm not talking about, how people say, oh yeah, my avatar is women 50 to 20, 50 to 70.
yeah. No, I know. I mean,
Right?
yeah, I understand. You're talking about targeting the message for a specific audience, and I
Yes,
get that.
specific, and really it'll where they are. Like there's a whole there's many different strategies that you could utilize
Right,
within each, and also putting out your position of market dominance. That what is that one sentence that represents you, that they know in that one sentence who you are, what you do, the problem, and the solution that you're offering, right?
right, right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't quite do it in one sentence, but I can do it pretty well in two sentences.
you'll and
Yeah, close.
eventually business wise we'll talk about that on another call, but that needs to be one sentence, just like Domino's, 30 minutes your pizza's free. They know exactly what they do, right? It's just something that is sent everywhere, and it's
Right.
your messaging that's really and it's
So
gonna be like eye-catching,
yeah,
ear-catching,
so I have something like this, and I've tried different things. The problem is that we are dealing with a product that people don't know. If I did a smart, instead of doing a smart bidet, I did a smart wheelchair. Everybody knows what a wheelchair is. Everybody knows that people use wheelchairs, pay for wheelchairs. It'd be a simple thing. But when you are talking about a product that many people, the majority of people have no idea what it is, I think it requires
Right.
the second sentence. But
Mm.
maybe wrong. Anyways, we can talk about
And
it.
and
Afterwards.
Maxwell Cohen can weigh in on this, because not only did he innovate at an early age, now he is doing the entrepreneur podcast. Nancy, you would be very interested to meet him from a business standpoint, as well as Elon. He, as a young man, was brought on to what would be Dragon's Den in Canada, and here it is Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
So he was actually on that. So he's had an early on experience. At this point, I think he's about 8 years down the road from that, and just being a source for others who are innovating way beyond my arena of care, aging, and longevity. This is the point. I mean, we're coming up on just 15 minutes left, which sounds like a long time, but you have me as a host. So it gets eaten up really fast.
So I did want to say something, Christine. Before you go there, you did something that was really nice earlier with Elon and Maxwell, and I just wanted to point it out, and I'm going to actually even write it. I love the fact how you easily just bring a partner together and just bring two people together and get them to know each other, because at the end, it's about, and that's what this podcasting and networking and this whole relationship building is all about. It's about putting two great people together and say, hey guys, you got You're two great people. You got two great products. Figure it out. Have fun. You have the same clientele, and they could learn from each other and grow together. So I just wanted to kind of give you that awesomeness on your own podcast, because you did. Yeah, and I just wanted to mention that on there.
And I second that wholeheartedly.
Yay. I'm going to give you the list now. I was going to pick up the book, but I'm going to give you the list. So Maria Lindbergh, Toilet Talk.
I know her.
You do. Good. Deanna, these are people who have been on my show. So I'm not just picking people going, ooh, names. Deanna Vigliota, she markets Seni. So another product. So that's a nod. And Christina and Cindy Hardenweiss.
Well, yeah, I'm
good. Okay, if I think of anyone else besides Maxwell is already on here, I love to send. I don't know which 10% of my ideas are brilliant. The other 90%, So I just throw them all out there. Ooh, yeah.
And it's Maxwell. Yeah, I actually I would
put in your link.
I look forward to speaking. Maxwell, hook up with me on LinkedIn. Let's go have a good conversation too. I look forward to hearing some great stuff from you.
I know. I just really like him as a person. Nancy, I've been around on screen, and Elon, I'm just I am so glad that I was excited about his product. So do you call your product Smart Hygiene?
No, Smart Hygiene is the name of the company. The name of the product is AI Bidet, because we use AI, or artificial intelligence. We call the product the AI Bidet.
Yay. Okay, I'm going to go through mine. This is the exact physical book that I'm about to mail to Nancy's daughter, because she was 14 going on 34.
Yes,
and had a whole summer, which is just interminable for a bright mind to go, I have all summer, and they don't let me work at the thing because I'm not 16 or I'm not 18. So she went through my whole manuscript to make sure that there wasn't some editing, I didn't do or whatever. So
just to let everybody know, my daughter was not 14, just starting to read. She wrote 3 books already by that time. She loves to read, write, edit. That's why Christine got her for. Yeah, that's just wanted to let everybody know, because it was a really great book that you had.
Yes. Well, thank you. It's so full. It's 52 aspects of aging that I noticed as I was in it was over 90. So it's nearly 100 different homes. I saw commonalities, put them together into categories, because as I learned again this morning on my husband's show, that you can go from ideas to execution and skip the really important planning part. And this is planning to grow older with emotional intelligence and relational resilience. So it is a prompted journal. This one is super skinny, and this is probably the best way that I can show you this book, because it came from an article I wrote for LinkedIn, and my husband said, it needs to be a book. It's not going to be very long, honey, just a few pages. So I expanded, got some more ideas from wonderful people on LinkedIn, and became the Care Griever Kit. It is a practical guide of, as you age, you will experience loss. How can you independently give yourself a healthy space, and to understand that grieving is, there's pre-grieving, there's re-grieving, there's anticipatory grieving, there's grieving the loss of lasts, as in the last time. That may have been the last time that my loved one will remember my name during our favorite time of the year or holiday or what have you. So just creating an actual physical kit. I'm very practical in what I write, and I bring very practical people with doable and usable courses and books and products and support groups and expertise and background and lived experience. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, enough with me. You each get 5 minutes. Who wants to go last?
Me.
Okay, Nancy, you're next. Let people know how they can get a hold of you. Mine is agingbetternetwork.com. And my LinkedIn is it goes /in/Christine --Smith /. So you've gotten to the right LinkedIn because there's a few Smiths.
Scott, don't forget to put that in the comments, because just in case somebody makes an error with that one. But listen, you want to get in touch, and the best place is LinkedIn. You want to download a free copy of my book. I don't sell these things on Amazon. I call it a thick business card. You want to learn a few no-cost strategies. Listen, you could literally download it, implement it, make money on it today if you decide to implement it, because that's the only time that anything actually happens. And if you're really serious and you want to see how we can help you, whether you are a business, if you're a business, then yeah, let me start by, like I did with Elon. The way that we work is I interview you first, show you a few strategies that we utilize. We go from there. If you like the strategy, like how we connect together, we will really go from there. Can't promise if we're a good fit right from the beginning. We really figure that out together as we go on. And also, if you are a business that helps businesses, you're a business coach, you're a consultant, you're an accountant, you're a CFO, you're a business lawyer, really anybody that loves, passionately helps a business, let's have a good conversation. We have something that we've built over the years that it is not for everybody. I'll be very honest. It's not just everybody that wants to come in gets in. It is something we go through a few calls to make sure that we are a good fit to us, to each other, and to the community that we've built. And if we're a good fit, we'll definitely help you take your business from the next. And as long as you are open for directness, being straightforward, it's the only way that I work. I don't like to go around the bush or all of that. It's just better off. Let's just be direct so I could find the right way to support you. I find a lot of businesses, they're very good at what they do. Very good. Whatever they do, like lawyer, plumber, whatever it is, coach, anything. But when it comes to doing business, it's not their fault. They don't have the knowledge. They have no fundamentals. They have improper marketing. They have no sales processes. Some don't even know what a CRM is or forget about even having one. So it becomes very dangerous in the business as they grow. So I would say the most important is, no matter where you are, it doesn't matter. No matter what you've learned, it doesn't matter. As long as you are willing to grow, to learn, and take your business to the place where the real reason why you got into business, for time and money, if that's really what you really want to go back to, send me a message and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Yes, it'll only be in about 2 weeks. I'm always 2 weeks out in appointments, but hey, just message it. I'll send you my link. And we go from there. If we're a good fit, yay. And if not, that's okay too. We'll get to learn a few things from each other. And again, we go from there. I think, just like I was saying before to Christine, it's all about partnering with the right people, having relationships with people. It's not about us, it's about you. And if we could support each other in whatever your next venture is, then hey, let's do it. I think I know everything happens for a reason.
That's right. Nancy Backey, have you been hired by people who are 55 years old and beyond?
They are my favorite clients. Actually, yeah, my client, I'd say 50 and over. Christine, the most important reason why is, especially again, I come back to the pandemic. A lot of changes have happened in the last 4 years for a lot of people, a lot of businesses. Some of them, that business went so quick, they didn't even see it coming. They didn't take the time to look at things strategically, segmenting things, positioning things differently than what the world is. And right now it's like a race. So I'd say for businesses, if you are 50 and plus or 55 and plus, doesn't matter. Look, if you have a business and you have not been aligned with what the world is doing right now online, you are going to miss the boat. So just understand it. Get somebody that you know, love, and trust that really knows what they're doing, not just says the rah-rah and just talks the talk, that you actually see them making money with what they're doing. Or get in touch with me. I'll show you a few things. We can have an awesome conversation. Just know that, again, for me, it's all about implementing. It's not about learning. I have a rule. You want to learn? Good luck. Go to Google. You're going to find the good, bad, and the ugly. You want to really implement and do something? Well, then let's have a great conversation and go from there. But
I was so mesmerized that I missed Steve Berger, who popped in to say, excellent point. We all become the target and user. So we need to get these solutions right. Great discussion. I recommend, Elon, that you get a hold of Steve Berger. I know that he's got two things going on, and he may very well want to connect with you if you're not already connected. So that's Steve Berger. And then a mutual friend, Russ, who is also the one in the show with Scott, two different talk shows, one that's on radio now, but The Experience live with Russ and Scott, also popped in to say hi to both of you, all three of us, of course. And Maxwell, thank you again for carving out this hour for this goings on. I am thrilled. You know what? I will just be really honest right now. I use the toilet every day, more than once. I am, and you, Elon, are in the business of better buttocks. And I am in the business of awkwardly normal talk about normally awkward topics.
Okay.
Thank you. You have helped me achieve my purpose today. And you both have bidets. I mean, you both have these products in your home that you use regularly. So that I didn't plan. I did not check with Nancy about her restroom. So yeah, you finish off the show. Go right ahead, Elon.
So thanks for having me.
Yes.
I would love to connect with Russ Hedge and with Steve Berger. I think it's going to be easier for them to find me because there's only one Ilan Tiagay on LinkedIn. So please send me a connection request. The easiest way to get in touch with me is via LinkedIn or my email, ilan.tiagay@smarthygiene.com. And just in closing, if you are in senior care, if you're in healthcare, and you'd like to learn a little more about what we do, if you'd like to get a couple of units and pilot them and see what we're all about, we can talk about that. Finally, we are also interested in doing a more scientific study about the relationship between bidets and UTIs. This is a little bit of a complicated subject because, and I don't have time to get into it right now, because people did the study, they mixed manual bidets that are not very hygienic with electronic bidets that are more hygienic. And so you get a mishmash of results. I think that if you are interested in collaborating with us on such a study, please talk to me. And then that's it. I'm grateful. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Christine. It was great talking to you. And thank you to all the listeners who are listening to us, and onward and upwards.
Yeah, Elon, it was such a pleasure to meet you live over here as well. Looking forward to meeting you. And Christine, thank you also for the invite. Really always wonderful to support you.
It took a whole hour for me to answer the question that you both had. What are we going to talk about?
It was fun.
We know. Now we know. Oh, this has been great. Thank you so much. This is every Wednesday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you go to my LinkedIn profile header, you can make comments just like these other guys, Steve, Max, and Russ. Thank you so much to my husband again for producing this show. He knows that I love Wednesdays. Oh, thank you so much. So glad to meet Elon and that you both met each other. Goodbye, folks. That's it. The show's
Bye.
over. We have to
Thank
go
you.
back to our regular jobs.
Have fun.
Bye bye.
Okie doke.